Just last week, we were talking to a major global brand, a household name, and they came to us because their marketing team is terrified. They've realized that their customers are now turning to AI for answers. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, AI mode, AI overviews, Perplexity. But their entire digital marketing strategy is built for traditional search. They realize that they're living on borrowed time, and the vast amount of organic traffic that they've been relying on for over a decade is no longer guaranteed. And the truth is, they're not alone. One of the most common questions we get at the events we talk at is, all of this AI stuff in marketing is so overwhelming, I don't know what's true, what's not, and what to do about any of it. Well, that's exactly what this video is for. We're going to cut through the noise and show you exactly what's happening in the world of search right now, give you some statistics, and help you plan out a roadmap to move forward. Now, it turns out May 2025 was a bit of a pivotal moment in the world of search. Why? Well, because it was the first month in about a decade that Google's market share dropped to below 90%. Whoa, less than 90% here. Yeah. Let's be honest, that's still pretty dominant. But nevertheless, this shows a clear shift in user behavior. AI platforms now process over 2 billion queries per day, with ChatGPT seeing 1.1 billion of those. And you might think, well, it's only questions and information that people are getting from ChatGPT. Surely they're always going to Google to buy, right? Well, this data from SEMrush seems to contradict that. Now, this might look a bit overwhelming, but the stuff in yellow is the commercial intent searches on Google and ChatGPT. And we can see that ChatGPT actually has a higher percentage of commercially focused searches than Google, meaning that people are going to ChatGPT to help research and find stuff to buy. But even when people continue to use Google, they're not going to as many websites as they used to. This data from Datos and Sparktaro shows that 58.5% of searches in the US result in no clicks to websites. And this data is from 2024, before Google started increasing the number of AI overviews in its searches. Now you can ask Google these really long queries and get very specific tailored answers where it recommends particular products or services. Because these answers are delivered directly in the search results, the game has moved from always having to get the click onto your website to being the brand, product, or service that is recommended in the answer. If your brand has relied on organic traffic, this data can all seem a little bit bleak, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We've been helping clients navigate this transition for a couple of years now, and some are seeing incredible results. This is a bit of a land grab moment because a lot of businesses haven't adapted to this new world yet. They're not doing the things that they need to get these AI tools to recommend them. They are still fully in the old traditional SEO mindset, and many of them, honestly, are just hoping that all this AI stuff just goes away. And to win in this new era, you don't need to throw out your entire digital marketing strategy, but you do need to adapt it. So let's look at exactly what needs to change. Now, there are two fundamental shifts that we need to make in our mindsets as marketers and business owners if we're going to thrive in this new environment. The first is being totally focused on getting traffic. In the old world, it was all about getting ranked on Google, getting the traffic onto your website, and getting the conversion there. In this new world, it's about being included in the conversation. It's about being the product that these AI tools recommend. It's very likely that you might see a drop in total organic traffic, particularly for some very informational search queries as a result of this. If people are searching for things on Google and they're getting the answers straight in front of them, if they don't need to take any further action as a result of that, that might be the end of their research and they might click on no websites. But if they're searching to buy something and your brand is being recommended in the answers, you might see an increase in the number of people searching for your brand or products. And that's exactly what we're finding with some of our clients that we're optimizing for these new AI search tools. They are seeing an increase in branded and direct traffic because customers are doing their research in an AI tool, identifying that they want to work with this company, and then going straight to Google to type that company in, visit the website, and become a lead. But the second mindset shift can sound a little dystopian, and that's going from a mindset of optimizing for humans to optimizing for AI tools. With the old model, a human would go to a search engine, type their query, see a list of results, click on some, and then eventually make a purchase decision. With the new model, that person types their query into some AI tool. The AI tool then goes and does all that research for them before presenting them with a selection of choices. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but this does mean that you need to be really clear about your brand's positioning and the key marketing messages that you want to get across. Because remember, you're not always going to be able to talk directly to the customer through your website. website anymore. Instead, you're having to go via an AI tool to get that recommendation. So if the AI tool is seeing some key marketing messages keep coming up over and over again when your brand is mentioned, you increase the chances of it using those brand messages when it's making that recommendation to the customer. There's also some optimization of your content that needs to be done in order to increase the chances that AI tools are going to use it in their recommendations. We've covered this in loads of detail in one of our other videos, so check this out via the link in the description. Now, if you're looking at all of this thinking this is so important, we are so behind on this, we need to get up to speed, then good news, the team at Exposure Ninja has your back. You can request a free marketing review from us at exposureninja.com/review. We'll take a look at your digital marketing, including your visibility in AI search, and we'll plan you out a prioritized action plan that you can follow to increase your visibility, get more purchases through this whole new world of AI search. This service is free, but not everybody is eligible for it, so you do need to apply at exposureninja.com/review. Okay, so what do we do with all of this, and what's your playbook for moving forward? Well, we're going to break the things that you need to do into 5 sections. First of all, you need a really strong SEO foundation. Here's the thing, SEO isn't dead. Search engines are still in use. In fact, all of these AI tools are doing background web searches just like your customers used to search Google all the time. If you go on ChatGPT and you ask it a question like, what's the best jacket for climbing Mount Everest? Look at what it's doing. It's searching the web. It's running those searches in the background. It's finding web pages, it's taking information out of them, and then it's summarizing them. Of course, this means that if you want to be recommended in this answer, your brand needs to be found somewhere in those web results, i.e. you need to do SEO so that you're ranking in the search engine in the first place. And what you'll often find is that websites that are being cited as sources in the AI answers are often the ones doing really good SEO. The second pillar is making sure that your content is optimized for AI. This is about things like the structure of your pages, using really descriptive headings that match the search query, making sure you've got summaries of your content at the top of the page. From our first-hand experience, we find that AI tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI overviews tend to favor content that is formatted in a particular way. The third pillar is focusing on your authority across the web. Because these AI tools are sometimes scraping dozens or even hundreds of websites before making their recommendation, if your product, service, or business is being seen across multiple websites around the internet, you increase the chances that your product, business, or service is going to be recommended in the AI answers. We do this a lot for our clients using techniques like digital PR to get them featured in lots of different publications like review sites, top magazine sites, newspaper websites, knowing that these are often the type of sites that are cited in AI answers. Check out this search for what are the best training courses for dogs. You'll see here Modern Dog Magazine's article on the best online dog training courses that has been cited as a source. So the recommendations in that article are then pulled through into the AI answer. If you're selling dog training courses, you want to be in that article. And it's exactly the same on ChatGPT. What are the best training courses for dogs? Look at the number of different citations that are being referenced here. So if you can get your dog training course cited across loads of these different websites, you increase your chances of being recommended in this answer. The fourth pillar is monitoring and adapting. These results aren't static. They are created each time by the AI tools, and these AI tools are updated frequently. This means that the landscape is constantly shifting and evolving. Just because your website is being recommended yesterday doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be recommended today. That's why we're running lots of tests with our clients to find out what sort of content formats these tools like. What are the on-page and off-page signals that we need to give these tools in order to increase the likelihood they're recommending our clients? The fifth pillar is something that's going to feel very familiar to traditional marketers but might feel a bit new to digital marketers, and that is really clear positioning and marketing messages. In the old world, you could win by just being found first. If someone searched for dog training courses and you were ranked number 1, a lot of people would just click straight on that and then buy whatever they found, and that was really simple and easy. Whereas now with these AI tools doing so much research behind the scenes, they are looking for key messages to take back to the user in order to recommend your product or service. That means we need to be really clear about the key messages we're putting out into the world. And we've worked with lots of clients over the years that have come to us being really unclear about what they want to be known for. Effectively, a lot of them are just another store or just another provider of whatever service. We're now working really closely with businesses to help them find out what messages they need to take to the market. How do they need to stand out? Do they need to be competitive on price? Do they need to be competitive on service in some tangible way? Now, it doesn't really matter what you choose. The point is to choose something that's actually going to be meaningful to customers. Look at these recommendations. This one offers hybrid face-to-face sessions focused on owners' education to address real behavioral issues, whereas these ones have globally recognized trainers. These are great for socialization and group skills. The more these AI tools see consistent messages about your products and service around the internet, the more likely it is they're going to pitch those messages to the user to recommend your product. That's why we do things like our brand accelerator, where we talk to your customers to identify what are the key things that made them choose you, and then can we then take those benefits and apply them to the content on your website and the content around the internet that talks about you. I know that this whole AI disruption of search feels massive and overwhelming, but this really is a huge opportunity for the businesses that grab hold of it. Just like we saw traditional search disrupt a lot of markets in the 2000s, we saw companies that really got to grips with it and saw huge growth as a result, while traditional incumbents that didn't adapt so quickly to digital either lost market share or in some cases faded away altogether. This will be no different. There will be brands that do incredibly well because they have adapted to AI search. They've got front foot and they've figured out how to make it work for them. But to win in this new world, we have to let go of some old beliefs, like the belief that we have to have all the traffic on our website. With customers increasingly doing their research inside these AI tools, being recommended and then seeing that direct traffic come to your site straight away to make a purchase is a sign that you are still winning, even if you're not seeing as much organic traffic as you might be used to. The AI playbook that we talked about with those 5 key pillars is absolutely crucial. This needs to be baked into your digital marketing. Being recommended by these tools will sometimes happen by accident, but in all likelihood, you'll end up finding that you're displaced by a business that takes this AI playbook a lot more seriously and makes it a core priority for their marketing. The key thing to remember is this: everybody is new to this. This is a technology that's only really 2.5 years old. So whilst we're on the cutting edge of this, we're working with this stuff loads with our clients, there are so few businesses that are implementing this stuff. The likelihood is that for most of your competitors, this isn't even on their radar yet. If you can get to grips with this, you're going to have a fantastic next couple of years. Until next time, see you soon.